I finally bought my ticket to the Philippines. Welcome back to the Legend of Master Sexy YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me today. I am here in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, and I want to talk a little bit about the journey of purchasing my ticket to go to the Philippines. I finally did it. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to give you my 10 next steps I'm going to take since I've purchased my ticket. Super excited. I just did it last night for me and my friend. Purchased both of our tickets online. He's going for 2 weeks. I'm going for a month. This journey started about 6 months ago, but even if I go further back, the seed was planted even much longer before then. And the seed was planted actually by my uncle back in my 20s. So like what he originally said was when I was younger, he had a condo in Manila and he's actually married to a Filipina now. He has a kid with her. And he told me, if you get a plane ticket, you can come here and stay with me back in my 20s. At the time I was really busy working. I didn't really have really any interest in it, but I remember him saying one thing. He's saying, you come here and you will be treated like a king when you get off and this was obviously like almost 15 years ago now. So I know times have changed a little bit, but he was saying when you get off the plane, the women will just be like trying to get with you. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty crazy to think about. In Canada, it's definitely a little bit different than that, or a lot different, but I found that very interesting. So the seed was kind of planted a long time ago, but I never really took action on it because I've just been busy building myself, trying to build my career. I actually changed careers at 30, so there was that. And yeah, I'm just always busy, so never really thought about it. I got stuck in a 7-year relationship, which is my own fault. And I just got out of that this past April of 2025. So once I got out of that, I was like, okay, I think I'm done trying to date Canadian girls. And there's obviously my reasons, which I talked about in my first video. So you guys can go check that out if you haven't already watched that. And that's all about why I plan to move to the Philippines. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you check that out. Like, comment, subscribe. So you guys can be along for the journey as well. So I mean, for me, there's a lot of different reasons why I wanted to go there, right? To the Philippines specifically. I see my two uncles, they're married to Filipinas and they are great women, seems like. Well, I haven't met my one uncle's wife, but he's been with her for a while. I've heard from my aunt who's met her, that she's really, really nice. So, and then my other aunt, who's a Filipina, she's in her 50s. They've been together for like 30 years. She's absolutely incredible. I could tell she's a really good person. So that's kind of when the seed was planted, was years ago. But once I became single in April, I was like, okay, let's get online and see if the hype is real. See if there's any truth to all of these, to being in high demand as a foreigner looking for a Filipina. So I am going to put out another video soon, probably in the next couple weeks or next week. And I'm going to talk about my dating experience over the last 6 months, online dating. Obviously nothing in person yet because I haven't been there, but kind of the things I believed were true about Filipinas, maybe some of the things I didn't realize with the cultural differences, some of the things I've learned, things that maybe aren't told or people kind of keep back. I just want to share my experience of what it's been like so far. Overall, it's been pretty good, but you do also have to be careful because there's a lot of scammers, stuff like that, but I will talk about that in a future video. The other thing I want to talk about, this was a 6-month process before actually committing to booking a ticket. I did a lot of research, watched channels like Fly Me to the Philippines. I watched a ton of vlogs, Pro Life Traveler, Jogo Wonder, That Philippines Life, guys like that, to just kind of see what the lifestyle was like, see what people were saying about it and all that stuff. Because, I just wanted to kind of see with my own eyes at least. Obviously it's going to be different going there, but I wanted to see if it was something that I actually wanted to do. and commit to. And I'm the type of person, I've never really listened to what other people say all the time. Like if somebody's like, oh, don't do that, I always look into it myself, think, okay, well, why are they saying that? Is it warranted, or is it BS, right? So for me, I'd rather, like some people, you know, they might try and talk you out of doing something, and this is a lesson for you guys. If, you know, there's people always trying to tell you not to do certain things, it's because they're usually afraid to do it themselves. For me, I like taking risks. Life's too short to be boring and to do boring things and never take risks in life. So for me, I'm like, okay, let's make this happen. I think the big thing was when I jumped on the Filipino dating sites, I actually talked to, you know, some good women. Like I was actually surprised. Obviously there's a ton of scammers on that, and in my future video I'll talk about how I kind of was able to navigate that and avoid that kind of thing and really kind of stop it before it even happened. And then some of the other tips and stuff based on what I learned. But the good ones that I met, they were really good. Like I was kind of surprised on how grateful they were, how kind they were. You know, my big thing was like in my profile, I will drip this really quick, but you know, I would say I would never lead with my wallet, so don't bother asking me for money, right? So then the women that I have talking to me, they never talk about money with me, which was great. So that is one tip that you guys can use, even though a lot of you guys are going to lead with your wallets anyway. It's not my way of doing things, but I mean, do whatever you guys want. But for me, it's not the right way to go about things. So yeah, I'm just going to talk about a few things here. I took some notes on my phone. So what do we have? So yeah, ultimately, once I seen how in high demand I was, that is what sparked it. I'm like, okay, I'm going there for sure. And obviously when I did some research, looked up some videos, stuff like that, it was like, it's a no-brainer. I have to do this, okay? So that was kind of what sparked it, was like, okay, yes, this is happening for sure. Also the tropical weather, like even right now it's October here and it's starting to get really cold. So I definitely want to go experience that in January, the warm weather. Like this is an incredible view, by the way, guys. I'm going to show you guys this quick because this is incredible. This is a nice view of Canada. I'm in Niagara Falls, Queenston Heights. Let me show you guys here. Yeah, like that fall, it is nice in the fall. Like you can see all the different colors of the leaves and stuff. Like it is beautiful out here right now. This is Queenston Heights. It's a beautiful spot. There is really nice hiking spots here in Niagara Falls. I'm actually very lucky that this is where my parents moved from when I was a kid, from Nova Scotia. So yeah, this is a beautiful spot. Sorry, I kind of went off track there, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys where I was at. Yeah, I think the big lesson that I can give in this video is to take action, even when you don't have all the details worked out. So me and the boss, who was in my previous video, he's my business partner and friend, we talk about, you know, just taking action. Too many people try to plan, wait till everything's perfect before taking action. So for me, what I did some research. I actually had my virtual assistant from the Philippines make up a travel checklist for me first. And obviously I did my research over 6 months. I planned for a long time, but I'm at a certain point. I'm like, okay, I'm about 3 months out from when I want to go there. Also, the date I'm going is January 6th, 2026. I'll be leaving Canada and I should be arriving in the Philippines on January 8th in Manila. So I got her to create a travel checklist for me. And then I was like, okay, I got her to create a travel checklist. Sorry, there's a dog running around here. It's so funny. And I was like, okay, now I need to purchase my ticket. I'm about 2.5 months out, or not even, I think I'm like 9 weeks out. And I'm like, okay, let's get this done. Purchased the tickets last night. So we are good to go. Okay, so my whole point being, you know, take the leap, even when you're afraid to do it, take the risk. Because if you don't take the risk, then, you know, you never know what's going to happen. One takeaway I would say is, just take action, guys. Like, you only live once. Don't have any regrets in 20 years from now. You know, like saying, oh, I wish I did that when I was younger. Wish I did that when I was younger. Like for me, you know, part of me was like, when I was in my relationship, I would say probably 5 years in, I was like, I know I should break up with her. And I waited another 2 years. But, you know, it's my own fault. And I take accountability for that. And I've learned a lot of life lessons from it. So I learned exactly what I'm not looking for in a person and exactly what I am looking for. And I will talk about that more in my online dating one, because I kind of, before I started doing the online dating thing, I kind of prepped some things to get prepared for that. So, and sorry, it is cold out here, so I'm kind of sniffling, but, so yeah, there's that video coming up soon. I have some other pretty cool ideas for videos before I get to the Philippines. Just kind of talking about my experience and talking about what I want to do there. I have to plan out my itinerary, stuff like that a little bit. I don't want to, like I said, I kind of just wing it. I don't like making too many set plans in case things change when I'm there. All right, guys, I'm gonna go over, now that my ticket is booked, I am gonna go over my next steps that I'm going to take. And I actually used ChatGPT for this, and I asked it what would be the next 10 steps to take. So step number 1 is to check passport validity, which within the last 6 months. So pretty much what it's saying is make sure your passport isn't going to expire within the next 6 months. And this is me being from Canada, so I don't know if the same rules apply for somebody in the US if they're going. So maybe look into that for yourselves, but it's something to definitely think about. 2, buy travel and medical insurance. So yeah, I don't really know much about this. I asked my VA to look into it a little bit more this morning. I was going through my checklist. So I'm probably going to get on a video call with, I might actually pay for a consulting call with Rob and Chrissy from Fly Me to the Philippines YouTube channel. If I do that, I'm going to get like a honed in checklist. I think the whole game plan would be get them to like literally give me everything customized for what I need. And then I can share that checklist with you guys if you would like after. Just comment down below if you want me to do that in a future video. And I will actually drop that. I'll create like a Google document where you guys can have a templated checklist. So if you guys ever travel, you just copy that checklist from me and you guys just check off everything. For me, I'm all about like doing that stuff. I just like to get other people to create it for me and then kind of look it over. If I think things are missing, it saves me a lot of time. So the number 3 would be check vaccinations, health requirements. So I've heard I've heard hepatitis, certain things you should kind of maybe get. So I'm going to talk to my doctor about that. I would recommend you guys maybe do the same. Also, let me know in the comments if you guys have any recommendations on some of the next steps that I could take. Like I said, I don't know all this stuff, so I just figure it out, right? I just research, okay, what should I do next and all that stuff. So I would say do your own research as well, but I'm just kind of giving you guys my next steps of what I have to do. The next one would be to finalize my budget daily and overall. So I did ask my uncle about this because he goes there all the time. He was saying $3,000 Canadian for the month, which would average out to about $100 a day in CAD. But I don't know, I'm gonna be doing some domestic flights and stuff like that. So maybe I might try to go for like $4,000 just in case. But yeah, I think it really depends on kind of what you wanna do when you're there, where you wanna fly and all that stuff as well. Also guys, I'm still trying to work out my itinerary. So if there's any recommendations on places I should go that you guys think maybe would be cool to visit, let me know in the comments below as well. And make sure you subscribe to the channel because when I go to the Philippines, I'm going to document every single day I'm there. So that's going to be a lot of fun too. Next thing, plan accommodation. So yeah, like Manila, currently I have on there Manila, Davao, Cebu, Boracay, then back to Manila before I leave back to Canada. Going for a month. I'm also probably going to ask my friend, what does he want to do for the 2 weeks that he's there, and kind of, because when he's there, I want him to have a great experience too. I'm going to be happy going anywhere as long as I'm in the Philippines. But then I'm going to ask him what he wants to do. do all the things he wants to do as well. And then I still have 2 more weeks there. So then I can kind of do whatever I want after that. So I think that is going to kind of be dependent on him also. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is number 6. So book domestic flights and ferries early. Once again, I don't know if that really applies to me. I mean, I'll try once I'm there. Maybe I'll try to book some domestic flights a little early. Like right now I'm talking to a girl from Davao. If I'm still talking to that girl from Davao when I'm there, I know when I land in Manila on the 8th, probably by the 10th of 2 nights in Manila, I'm probably going to want to go get a flight to Davao. So if that's the case, I will book, probably like a week in advance or a couple weeks in advance on the 10th of January to go to Davao. So that is one ticket that I know I could probably book in advance, assuming I'm still talking to that Filipina girl. Then prep SIM card. So I had to ask my VA about this one again because she kind of told me like the recommendations, but for me, I kind of want to know once I step off the plane, do I already have a SIM card hooked up? Maybe you guys know the answer to that. So I have to do a little more research on that one, but that is a step that I need to have internet while I'm there so I can work still. Okay, next one. This is number 8. Learn basic Tagalog or Bisaya greetings. So I do know a few. I know Kumusta ka, I know Salamat, and I know Magandang Hapon, Gabi. I know like the basic stuff, not a lot. I know obviously guapa, guapo, pogi, guapo, or pogi, maganda, which are Tagalog, which is handsome and beautiful. Obviously talking to Filipinas, I know those words. Pretty important to know. And then pack essentials, light clothes, adapters, waterproof gear. So pretty much, just having all your stuff with you that you need. That is number 9. And then create a full travel checklist. That's what I was talking to Rob and Chrissy about. So some of my final thoughts in this video, guys, is, buying this ticket, the important thing about this is that it's a real step forward for me in, discovering if this is something that, if the Philippines is a destination I want to live in long term. I think it is, just based on all the research I've done. I've done so much research on like what the country's actually about, the culture, all that stuff. But I have to see, obviously, by going there, that's going to tell me a lot, right? The other thing that I wanted to talk about, life is too short, stay comfortable, which I already talked about. And then, stay tuned for the next video, guys. I'm going to do one on the truths about online dating in the Philippines and my experiences. And most importantly, don't forget to stay legendary and stay sexy.